Plaintiff Alan Toothman says he tried to be a friend to the defendant, and he was there for him after his mother passed away. However, Alan soon learned that the defendant is financially irresponsible and more concerned about his appearances than his expenses. Alan sold the defendant a car, but he failed to pay it off, so Alan's suing. Defendant William Turner says he never should have trusted Alan because he's an alcoholic. William claims when he purchased the car, Alan said it was in good condition. But 6 weeks later, the car broke down. William's countersuing because he wants his down payment back.
Start with you.
I met the defendant 2 years ago through Wilma. Got to know him. He seemed like an all right guy. He been through some rough times. His mother passed. His house got burned down. We were there for him. Kind of give him some personal items, some stuff, just trying to be a friend to him.
Yeah.
But kind of noticed that he was making the wrong decisions regarding his finances. He seemed too concerned with like personal appearance, hair, makeup, nails, stuff like that. So when I had a car for sale, I was a little bit leery about selling him the car because I knew of his background. And we sat down and we talked about it and we agreed to a payment system, which I have written down. And his former car that he had was a Saturn, and not sure that I think he blew the motor and he had to scrap it. So he took the initial $150 when he got for the scrap and gave it to me as the first payment. A week later, he asked for the money back. So,
why?
Because he said he needed money to go to a Tom Petty concert.
Okay.
That's not true.
So,
for a concert, all right.
all right.
Go
So
ahead.
at this point, I put the for sale signs back on the car, called and told her, because it's more of a friend of hers than mine, that I was going to give him his last 50 back and try to resell the car. Well, he called Wilma, begged and pleaded for me not to sell the car, and that he was going to possibly be able to get things together.
Defendant William Turner was friends with the plaintiff, but he claims he never should have trusted the plaintiff because he's an alcoholic.
So what agreement did you all ultimately come to?
That he would pay me $100.
Total amount.
Oh, the total amount was $1,300.
All right. What type of car was this?
This was a 92 Park Avenue.
Nice.
How many miles?
126.
And what condition was it in?
Mint. The guy that I had bought the car off was the second owner.
That's
he
not
had
true.
Go ahead, sir.
He had a box of service records from when he took it off the showroom to what they've worked on it.
All right. Did you inspect the car before buying
I
it?
seen the car and drove it, but
Okay.
it wasn't inspected thoroughly.
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, I didn't take it to a mechanic and have them look
Right.
at it.
But you drove it and looked
I
at it.
drove it.
All right. And was that the agreement? Well, you give me some background, then we'll get to the agreement.
Well, first off, Your Honor, I have known Alan for about 2 years. I made a mistake in trusting him, honestly, I believe, just because of his alcoholism. And I did buy the car from him. Like he said, my car broke down in August of this year. The motor blew up in it. And when that happened, I found out that he had a car for sale. And we talked about me purchasing the vehicle, and it came to it. I started paying for the car at the end of August and paid on it until the beginning
What
of
was
September.
the agreement, though?
The agreement was $1,300
And
for
what
the
was
car.
the payment plan?
$100 a week.
All right. And you gave him how much?
I gave him $150 down the first time.
Okay.
Or the first payment. And then I gave him $100 a week after that.
For how many weeks?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Okay. 500. Is that right?
He had paid me 3 weeks of 100, and then 1 week it was 80, 1 week it was 50 because he had to worry about his computer or other personal items
Your
that he needed.
opinion, the total amount was what?
He paid me a total amount of $580 over 6-7 weeks.
All right. And so what happened? Why are you suing him?
Well, because we had an agreement, and we decided on the payment plan, and I knew his background, and I know he really didn't follow through on too much. Like I said, he's more a friend of Wilma than he was me.
What's his deal? He says you're an alcoholic. What's his deal?
His personal lifestyle is none of mine, but I'm not an alcoholic. I own a home. I hold a steady job. I have a family, so that's just some sort of
So how much he owes? $720. That's the
$720 of
balance?
the $1,300 that we originally agreed on.
All right, sir. Have you paid him all? If not, why?
I won't deny that I did owe money on the car, and I was intending on paying for it. I had the car for about 6 weeks, and there was problems with it. I took it to a shop and paid to have the problem fixed. And when they fixed it, they told me that they found a problem with the frame that had been there for a while. And they told me that with this problem, the car was unsafe to drive. They said that the frame could break and that the steering column of the car would fall down from its position and that I would lose control of the steering of the car.
Did you feel any problem in driving the car with the axle or whatever?
When I first drove it, no.
Did you later feel it? Anything wrong?
I didn't feel anything wrong with it the whole time I had it, honestly.
You have anything to demonstrate that there was a problem, an estimate? Mr. Mint Condition, tell me about this.
When I purchased the vehicle, like I said, the guy that I bought the car from had service records from the showroom. Everything's been replaced, radiator, gas tank, tires. I mean, that car was in mint condition. It was really good. And the only thing he told me I needed was brake lines. I had the brake lines put on it from a friend of mine. And he put the brake lines on, he checked out the car, and the only thing he told me was that everything seemed sound for that year car. You're going to have, you know, some rust and stuff is going to be common.
That's not true as well.
So he put the brake lines on it. I had the car for 4 or 5 weeks. I drove it to work. I took it out of town on vacation for us. I didn't have any problems with it.
Defendant William Turner was friends with the plaintiff, but he claims he never should have trusted the plaintiff because he's an alcoholic.
Sir, let me this look like mint condition to you. See, you started that mint condition stuff.
I haven't been underneath the car. I never saw underneath the car.
Well, no, you asserted that it was in mint condition. You obviously said it to him because you just said it to me.
Mint condition from what I saw of the car.
Right.
Like body
no,
fenders.
You didn't say that. You said mint condition. I can't sell someone a car and the windows are darkened out. I never get in it to look inside. I tell him that the car's in mint condition. He gets in and there are no seats, no steering wheel. Just because I didn't open the door and look inside.
Your Honor.
And so for you to say it was in mint condition and then I show you how it wasn't and you say, well, I didn't look at that part.
Your Honor, I said to you it was in mint condition. I sold it to him in as in condition.
What condition did he tell you it was in?
He told me it was in good condition.
I sold it to him as in condition. That's what their agreement.
I understand. Now, as is can be overcome by fraud or misrepresentation.
Okay.
And that's what it sounds like you've done. If you told this man this was in mint condition, the whole bottom rusted out, the axles look like they're about to pop loose any minute, the gas line.
That's actually the brake line.
That's the brake line.
I had it installed, and I have proof that the person who did that told him about the
I
bad
had the
framework.
mint condition from what the car I saw.
Now, your counterclaim 463 is for what?
The repairs that I made on the car and the payments I made
What
towards the car.
repairs did you make?
The power steering pump.
All right. I'll grant you your judgment, $463. I'll dismiss yours. I believe you misled him, even if it's as is. If a person misrepresents, I'll sell it to you as is, and everything is fine. There's not one thing wrong with it. And time they pull it out, the engine drops out.
I bought the car
sir,
as
that's
is.
misrepresenting it. Your claim is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
I would like to say to you that you and I were supposed to be very good friends. I trusted you. That was between you and I, the deal we made. I trusted you, and I've learned from this that I would never trust another person that says they're a good friend, because obviously he's not.
I'd like to say I thought you were my friend, and I think both of you took advantage of someone that you thought you could get something out of. So that's all I have to say.
You had nothing to get anything out of. Liar.
Right, you had nothing.
Something to
Nothing.
get out of it.